Already, it is Friday, April 29th, 10 a.m. Eastern, 1200 or no, 1400 UTC, and we are at the MeanFi AMA with the core team. If we follow our title, it is with the team. But so that's okay. That's fun. We're gonna be doing some quick updates. We missed this meeting last week, and we're going to be basically covering up a couple of weeks worth of work on product and marketing and team and growth and all sorts of areas. And then we're going to be opening up the floor, for any kind of AMA. We've been doing a lot of office hours and stuff in the community in the last couple of weeks. So this is more like a, I think, nice wrap up, and for anybody that might be new to the community that wants to come on board, ask some questions, and get your answers straight from the horse's mouth. So why don't we start with you, Pavel-san, and give us a little update of what happened on the product summary version in the last couple of weeks.
Sure. So thank you, Michelle, and happy Friday, everybody. So lots going on. I guess you could say behind the scenes. A couple of key sort of updates that are almost out the door. The asset page is getting sort of a complete overhaul. I guess is probably the right terminology, just to make it more valuable to the users. That's the page when you first sort of load up as sort of a default when you come into the app. The multi-sig is also kind of as well in the process of getting some massive upgrades sort of across the board, and the focus there is to make it more extensible and being able to be leveraged across Solana, essentially. So I'm pretty excited about that, but visually there's not like a ton to show other than the fact to say that we're working tirelessly behind the scenes to sort of get those upgrades in place and done. And the third item, I guess, that is sort of at the top of the list is we are revamping and relaunching our multi-stream sister system, the ability to be able to send multiple money streams at one time. That is getting an overhaul. So we've temporarily disabled it in the app while we rebuild the area for it, and it's going to be a huge improvement. That's one of the things that I've been focusing on primarily on my side the last few days, and into next week we're going to be heavily sort of developing that and getting it ready for the relaunch. So super excited about that because it adds a lot of utility and improving on the older version that we had before. So those are three sort of key things. I'm sure I'm probably missing a few things, Michelle, but that top of the mind, that's what comes up first, at least.
Yeah, awesome. I think also, in the last, there has been a lot of like background work also happening that it's not necessarily visible, right, on the UI, like with the necessarily like changes, like visual changes that you can perceive, but certainly there has been a lot of preparation for this new like user experience changes that are going to be quite big, actually. That this, especially the two that you mentioned, the account and the account section is it's becoming a little bit more of a dashboard, in a way, where you can see all of your positions across different areas of Solana and different protocols and things like that. So we're kind of like working slowly but surely iterating towards that. That vision is coming along really nice. Not all of the protocols are going to be supported at launch, which should happen next week. But we're going to be adding more and more protocols little by little there, so you can actually get a get a holistic view of all of your net worth across the ecosystem. And for the multi-sig, it's also a lot of like background work that again not visible right now, or not all of it is really available to be seen right now. The only thing that we did this week was that we added on the multisig that the details of the proposal, so you can open it up and see what is the program that is being executed, what are the accounts that are involved in that proposal, and what is the data that is involved in that proposal. And that was kind of like an interim step into the bigger picture that we're about to launch next week. So lots of good and exciting things about that. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah. So
I guess the other
already
thing,
then, Adel. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, the other thing I can add is staking. We've hit sort of 1.1 million now as of 10 today. So it's nice to see that continuously growing, so yeah, I apologize for missing that off. There are some additional developments that are coming down the pipe on the invest page area as well. Nothing that I can announce yet, but some pretty cool stuff. So I'll be excited to be able to let everybody know about that when it's time. I'll just put the teaser out there right now, but again, it's focused about capital efficiency as sort of as one little hint there. But yeah, that's all I'll say
Yep.
for that.
Yeah, no, right on. Yeah, I think that yeah, and woo woo,
Yeah,
a million meme tokens already passing through. I think that we're when did we reach that milestone? That was like what, Wednesday?
yeah,
I want to say
yeah. I
this
think
week,
that's right. Yeah, and we're at
right?
1.1 now, so
And
we're keep climbing. Sorry.
yeah, we keep climbing. Actually, like one of the things that I looked at yesterday is if you actually go, and anybody can do that. If you go to SolScan, and you can actually search for S mean, which is the stake mean. And when you search for S mean in SolScan, and you go to the analysis tab, they have basically statistics about the number of token holders of any token, and how it's progressing over time. And it is like you can see the line is a very smooth line going up over the last 30 days and 60 days and 90 days, and you can see the climb up like very very steady. So it's consistent that people are finding value on the stake, and also we're going to be starting to do the revenue distributions um, for that starting we discussed this morning. I guess we haven't discussed when we're going to be adding that to the pool, but very likely it's going to happen either over the weekend or beginning of next week. So you're going to see slight increase in the APR that is being paid out in there, because we're going to be adding revenues that are going to be spread over the next month for the previous rolling 90 days or rolling 30 days.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
that should yeah, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah,
We have about $50,000 worth of value that is going to be going into mini stakers directly from our revenue, which is a percentage of revenue, which is yeah, that's phenomenal news. I love it. The fact that we're starting to do this right now.
same here. So for anybody listening, if you're not staking yet, get in, because if you want to share in the revenues that everybody is that we're making, collectively, then you got to be staking in order to benefit from it, right now at least.
Get that? Yep,
Mhm.
yep, yep. Right on. Um, what else? Any other highlight on the product, or should we move into tech and community and marketing and everything else?
Well, I didn't want to steal some of the stuff that's been happening behind the scenes on the security front, so maybe we'll let Adele add on that. But there's quite a bit that was happening on that front. So maybe we pass the torch to him as a
Right on.
suggestion.
Hey, the
Yeah,
floor is yours.
thank you, Pausan,
Sure.
for the intro. Yeah, so right now we already finished completely our first audit, and the final report is already published in the MeanFi documentation. You can go there, you can download the whole report, and you know that was like very cool to complete and very good milestone to reach. And currently, we are still going through our second audit. We are in the middle of that. We already addressed all the findings, and we are in communication with the audit team just to clear out anything that is pending. So, hear from the official result pretty soon, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's one of those things, guys, that it sort of happens behind the scenes, and we're all really grateful for the work that's being done because it keeps everybody safer, right? And so you only really notice it when security fails, but I'm grateful
Yeah,
for your help, Adele, and everybody else working on that for us.
yeah, glad to be working very hard on this.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure.
Yep. And one thing we do have on for anybody kind of like wondering where do I find the audits and how do these people do auditing and stuff like that. If you go into docs.meanfi.com, in there is an entire section about privacy and security. And under privacy and security, you will see not only audits, but the entire auditing framework that we have in place right now. Audits, or basically human audits, like actual security experts looking at our code and things like that, are only but a part of what we of the entire security framework. And this is, I know that we keep repeating this over and over and over, but it is of extreme importance because ultimately people are trusting us with or trusting, not us, trusting the code that we write with financial instruments and financial assets, and moving through DeFi. It's happening on MeanFi and MeanDAO contracts. So it's super important that there's a lot of transparency and clarity and all that kind of jazz in there. So we'll continue. That's going to be kind of like table stakes for everything that we do. And we have not bulged a little bit on that, not even once. So happy to see that continues. Let's actually move on so that we can open up the floor for anybody else. Pavelson, actually, like, before we move on, we have a new hire in the last couple of weeks, isn't that right?
Yeah, so we've added Redollar from the community. So really excited to have him join us, and he's already given us some pretty good feedback. Actually, I have to say, I was pretty excited to see some of the
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you cut off there for like
Okay.
a minute.
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what was missed. I was just introducing that we. Apologies, guys. I was introducing that Redollar joined us from the community as one of the designers, helping us out with everything we need on the design front on the app, and he. His initial review on some of the stuff where he gave us was rock solid. So I'm pretty excited about having him join the team and working with him to make us better. So again, welcome aboard, and look forward to all the good things that are going to come from us. Collectively working together to make us make the app and our offerings and products better.
Right on. Welcome to the team, Redollar. Glad to see that we have some members of the community joining the core team. Just as a good attestation of your own efforts in the community, and and the long-term payout and investment that we have all together. So welcome to the welcome to Core.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Mo, can you give us a quick update here on what's been happening on the marketing and PR front, and just enlighten us
Mm.
with your wisdom here.
I shall try. It's like every time Pebblestone starts, after that, I'm like, does anybody care about marketing?
Oh,
But
come
I'm
on,
sure
you're
they
too
do
kind.
because we're also as equally important. But
Yeah.
let's see
Please.
how I
Can you
can
come closer to the
enlighten.
mic, Mo? I think that is a little bit low on your side.
Sure, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Better?
thank you.
Okay, awesome. On the marketing side and the PR and communications, I'll give a quick rundown. So we have been working on the background to evaluate, create, and strategize a thoughtful and rewarding, let's call it that, result oriented strategy that we will be executing starting next month. That's in about 2 or 3 days. That should lead to more users, more engagement, and more recognition of MeanFi and MeanDAO on a global platform. Other than that, we have been also working on certain partnerships listings that are in the process, awaiting answers. That's in the work. We have, of course, I maybe think that it might be just the market sentiment. Have seen a little drop in our engagement overall, but we are actively addressing this by coming up with new strategies and ideas. And now that we have some of the budgets approved and awaiting the other budgets to be approved, we should see a growth overall for MeanFi and MeanDAO.
Is
And
there
in
is there
addition to that,
Mo, any particular approach that we're taking, say for example, towards either listings or towards PR, towards partnerships, like anything that you can share with the community about how we're looking at those kinds of engagements?
yes, I can. In terms of PR, we're looking at doing a few more active press releases, product reviews, in depth reviews, um, targeted towards specific users, institutionals, and both retail, on how MeanFi and MeanDAO's products can solve their underlying issues that they have in terms of whether it's making payroll, a part of payroll, money streaming, and with one of the partnerships that was announced actually a few minutes back, which Michelle actually led, and that's going to be DeFi 2.0. Let's call it that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about that on the wrapping thoughts on this pretty soon. But all right, awesome. And I think that you have also been doing quite a bit of work with the DAO and the guilds in particular, right? What's going on in there? What what are you looking forward to to working with the guilds as part of the alignment with marketing and with PR?
That's a very good question, Michelle. Thank you for asking that. So one of the goals right now is to start weekly workshops with guild leaders and ambassadors, but also open to every DAO member, to train them, to develop them, to optimize their skills, upskill them in terms of marketing, communications, selling, and how to actually approach external entities and parties, and then also defining what partnerships are. I think it's a term that's thrown around quite loosely when people say they're our partners. I was even reading about this earlier today on LinkedIn, where it was a very long post about how everyone says that they're everyone's partner, but it's not the case. There is a clear segmentation on what partnerships is, what promotions are, what collaborations are, and so on. And I would like to start hosting some workshops with the DAO, and this is open to all. that want to attend and learn and ask questions so that we can empower collectively everyone that's a part of it towards the same goal to um, just feel
Yep.
more confident in what they're doing and approach external entities, whoever they are, with the right mindset. So it's not all labeled under partnership.
All right. Awesome. I feel that I'm like, giving each one of you today like a little bit of the hint of what to say. I think that everybody's, came here a little bit asleep. Where did Tariq go? No,
I
he
think it's
Yeah,
fell.
it
I
was a
think it's
little. It
connection,
was a
Con.
little bit. I think it is. I think there was some misalignment, and we will be working towards a better alignment in
Yeah,
terms of our communications and
yeah,
what we do as well.
yeah,
Given that even today's AMA with the team was scheduled last minute on
yeah,
our
yeah.
Discord, and I maybe think that might be the reason for a smaller turnout. But this is
Uh,
what I want to work with the Magnet Guild as well, where I will support them in helping create these regular events. We've created even a public calendar that will be published soon, which will enlist and show publicly everyone what's happening in the DAO, when is it happening, so that it reaches much more a wider audience.
yeah. All right. Also, you started a new show, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We started a pilot show
Man,
called
like you
Building
guys
DeFi.
did not come today with your notes.
I was going to bring
I,
it
No,
up
I'm
too.
spoon-feeding everything that you've done. Like, come on, talk about that. Oh boy.
yes, we did. We did, and so last Saturday at 8 a.m. EST and 12 p.m. UTC, we hosted our first show, um, and we had Penguin Finance on it, and we're hosting one tomorrow as well, and we're going to be continue doing so every weekend on Saturday at 8 a.m. EST.
Who do we
The
have
goal
tomorrow?
we have Ghost Drive. We have Greg from Ghost Drive, and we're going to be talking about tokenomics, DeFi, a bit of shenanigans, a bit of it's go with the flow. But the goal
Little
of it is
gossip, a little like
yes, of
what happened
course.
with the Kardashians. No, I'm just kidding. Not that.
We could learn a thing or two from the Kardashians. They have good
Yeah, that's right.
community,
That
so
is true.
yeah.
That's true. They do know PR.
Yes.
All right.
So the goal is to empower, educate, and elevate the community collectively to break the barrier and to show them that it's not as complex as it sounds. We want to take the complex terminology, the ideas, and make it simple. End of the day, what we provide and what we're creating is for a global community. And the only way we can see mass adoption is by breaking that barrier, by showing them that we're humans and you know we're here for them.
Yep. All right. Since Tariq kind of dropped off the call, I'm gonna try to cover what I remember. Kind of happened with the community and with the DAO specifically this week. So we had another office hours. I want to say it was on Wednesday. Today's Friday. Yeah, probably a couple of days ago. And
Thursday,
and
that was
we
yesterday.
oh, it was yesterday. I don't know. Like it feels like so many things have happened since then that kind of like time flies by here. So yesterday we did another office hours. Uh, and we worked on the Magnet Guild proposal specifically, and we kind of got that tuned in, almost ready for submission. I don't know if like actually we have to go back and review to see. Do you guys know if if it was finalized already with a couple of things that we had left there? I'm not sure actually. We'll have to go back and see if it's ready for grants committee vote on that. But essentially, the Magnet Guild wanted to do a project for YouTube, so educational kind of YouTube content or walkthrough tutorials and those kinds of things. So I think it's a pretty cool project, and we got it down to a nice looking format, easy to understand, easy to capture the goals, and easy to follow. They're going to try to increase. They're going to be working on increasing the the number of views that we have in our YouTube channel. So the more that we publish, clearly the more that we have views, and they're going to be putting together a series of videos, all kind of like related together, that that are going to help newcomers get access and understand DeFi through the use of the tools available at MeanFi. So I think it's a very cool proposal. I cannot wait until that gets started. Also, this is like tomorrow is going to be the first full week where we're going to evaluate for the first time the growth in terms of mean and S-mean token holders that we have for the Growth Guild. So tomorrow, hopefully, we get to see. I mean, if we actually look at that chart. Last week we were what was last Saturday? Last Saturday was what day was last Saturday? Last Saturday was the 22nd. So
23rd.
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 April.
23rd. So on the 23rd we were at 571 holders for S-mean, and today we are at 645. So we've come up quite a bit. I'm going to say that at least on the S-mean side, it is breaking the threshold. So this smells like a good payout week for the Growth Guild. I'm going to say. So yep, that's it's starting to look. Hopefully, you guys see the gears turning here with all of these KPIs that we're measuring right now for each of the different guilds. We still have pending the approval of the Play Guild for engagement and retention. I think that there needs to be additional work happening on that. And Anne and I don't know who was the other guild leader there. I think that you guys need to
Jody.
get who was it?
Jody
Jody.
and Anna.
Jody. Yeah, I see that Jody's is in the audience. I think that we need to get you guys a little bit more front and center of that particular proposal, so that we can actually get it passed. Because I see that there's a lot of activity that is happening here in the server, but if there's no plan or like how that is going to be paid out, like you, it's very difficult to move forward without a budget and a P&L and like an understanding of what are the metrics that you guys are going to be measuring. So if Jody, you or Anne, which I haven't seen Anne actually in I don't know, I want to say over a week now. But Jody, you're in the audience, so if you need like additional one-on-one of office hours and you cannot wait until next Wednesday and whatnot, just feel free to ping Mo, ping myself, ping Tariq, and we'll jump on a call. But we'll jump on an extra office hours and we'll work on that proposal for you. Okay, we want to get those wheels turning here as soon as possible for all of these KPIs. Yes. All right, and then with you see Tariq came in and then came out again. Every time I mention his name, he kind of like does a flash show up and then disappears.
Yeah.
I think he's having problems probably with internet or something like that. But other than that, we also pass a proposal for petty cash. That is, every guild is getting a little bit of money. It's not a whole lot, but it's about $1,000 worth of on a monthly basis to cover basic expenses that might not be covered by other things. If you need to like buy some subscription or tooling or cover up any upfront payment that you need to do for a particular service or any of those things, it's up to the guild leaders to decide how they're going to spend the money. That ultimately makes it into the treasury. We already paid that out for the Growth Guild. And as soon as we get the approval passed for the Magnet Guild, we're going to be also paying that out into the Magnet Guild treasury. That's going to happen, every month. And I think that is it for now. I'm sure that Tariq had. Hey, like anybody, some of the mods and OGs here that we have in the audience. If any of you wants to like raise your hand and come up to the stage, I'm sure I missed a lot of things that happened in the DAO. There was quite a few conversations going on, but if you want to give the rest a quick update on that, just raise your hand and we'll bring you up to the audience to the stage. If not, this feels like a good moment for us to cover kind of like a little bit of, not a little bit, in a big way, something that we just announced right now on Twitter. So this is a phenomenal moment for addressing that. The long-awaited, mean bonding and treasury diversification and mean discounts for our community is about to go live on May 4th. That is next Wednesday. We're going to be launching our first bonds with Socian. Socian is a phenomenal platform that they have something called Socian Streams, and Socian Streams is the operational contract that allows projects and DAOs and treasuries to bond their or to offer discounted tokens in exchange for something that it is needed by the treasury. So in our case, what we're going to be doing is this is a kind of like a twofold. We are going to be starting to acquire our own liquidity, and what that means is that right now, for example, we have liquidity in Orca and we have liquidity in Radium. That is at least liquidity pools. These are permissionless pools, so technically speaking, anybody can open any pool anywhere they want. But the ones that have any kind of like meaningful liquidity right now are Orca and Radium. And in the Orca one in particular is the one that has most of the traffic for the mean USDC pair. Okay. So we're going to be starting to become the owners, like meaning the protocol itself is going to start become the owner of that liquidity. We're going to offer a premium for anybody that comes back to us with an LP token from the Orca mean USDC pool. And if that LP token at the moment that they come to us, it's worth $100, we're going to pay a premium over that. That premium kind of varies depending on how many people are actually doing it. And sometimes it will be like very high, sometimes it will be very low. It depends on how much how much interest we get from the audience and from the community on this. So what that means is that we're gonna this is good in a number of ways, because for the community, this is a major move for us, because it increases market confidence in the long-term health of our of the MeanDAO and of our governance token. And it also helps us in addition to basically providing liquidity to the markets, market makers, buyers, sellers, traders in the market, basically forever, because we're not going to sell our own liquidity. We're going to hold it as part of the treasury. It helps with the treasury diversification aspect of it, and it offers community members that have a very long-term view on the project and that believe in the project with additional discounted tokens for them selling their liquidity back to us. So the way that this works is super simple. You basically go first to Orca. You deposit some mean and some USDC into the Orca pool, into the mean USDC Orca pool, and Orca basically gives you back some LP tokens that you will have in your wallet then. Then you take that and you go into the Socian Streams interface, and there's going to be a S-mean discounted there. So you're going to be getting not only emissions, but revenue distributions, because we're bonding S-mean tokens, so stake mean. but you're also going to get an additional discount because you are coming to the table with the liquidity token, which is what we need in the treasury. So you essentially the same token that you bought, you come back, right, and you immediately bond that token into the bonding pool, and you're going to get a premium, whatever the premium is at that time. Again, it's a variable rate, but it might be 10%, it might be 15%, it might be 5%, depending on how the thing is. But you will essentially get a premium on top of what you just paid for that LP token in Mean tokens, in S Mean tokens, which means that not only are you going to continuously earn the revenues from the staking rewards, but you now get this additional premium, and you get that premium very quickly, like in 14 days, you get that premium all vested to you. So phenomenal win for the community, token holders, market makers, traders, buyers, sellers, the price action of the token, like all of those things are beneficial. And but this will allow us to, as we become more and more of a player in actually being large holders of the liquidity for the Mean USDC pool, we will be able to move some of the rewards that today are being paid out as liquidity mining rewards into the staking program. So that means that the stakers are going to receive additional benefits from that, because all of the payouts that are happening today in liquidity mining are going to be moving into the staking rewards directly. So lots of good news. We're super excited for this, and we're looking forward to seeing how May 4th looks like. We're going to be publishing some additional documents or some additional blog posts. One on why we're doing this, and then we're going to actually do a tutorial, kind of like similar to what I just explained here. But we're going to do it with like pictures and a walkthrough thing. We're going to be posting that over the next day or so in Medium. We're going to be doing also a a Twitter Spaces with FP, which is he's the founder of Socian. Very very talented guy, and they write phenomenal articles on on tokenomics and things like this. So the next week is going to, this is something that is not going to happen like one day. You understand, right? Like this is something that we are starting now. Every single week, we're going to be offering additional bonds. Depending on the interest that we have from the market and from the community, we will offer more and more bonds, or less bonds, depending on how the market is doing moving forward. But every single Wednesday, starting on May 4th, we're going to be offering, we're going to be having a new open bond offering available in Social, okay, for the foreseeable future at least, okay? So I think that that's a wrap. I talked a lot, so this is the time where we need to open up the floor, get some questions from the community. And do we have some live questions here? Yes, we do today. Woof! Didi is like Hemingway here. Damn, you write a lot. Um, help me out here, guys. I haven't had the time to like actually review this thing here. What do we need to answer in here?
So to answer to Didi, we have had not as active April as we had hoped for. There are a few factors for that. One of them was, I believe, was the delay in getting the approvals for the guilds and so on. And now that we are in the process and we do want to finalize that, and we will, before the start of next week, we should start seeing more activity around everything from events to daily activities on the Discord itself, competitions, games, and events. We should start seeing that. In terms of the number of members, has approached 57,000 with an increase approximately 1,000 in the last week. Yes, we will continuously see a fluctuation, whether it's in a positive or a negative manner, um, throughout all of our social media channels, including Discord. And this is because we have had quite a lot of number of people that followed us on Twitter, that joined the Discord, that were there around only for the airdrops, and now that they realize that there are no more airdrops, they kind of think that, let's call them paper hands.
Mhm.
for the better part of it. They're out of it, which is good. We don't have to look at uh, the number of people. What we want to see is how many active users do we have, because it's the active ones that are eventually going to be spreading the word about us, that will become our ambassadors, that will carry forward the message of the products that we're building and the solutions that we're providing. So on that. And then the last part of it, the serious part of the number, is the Mediterranean people. Didi, I agree with you on this. I'm Arab myself, so I know how we think and I know how we react. Michel, whether he knows it or not, he's Arab as well. He just doesn't know it yet.
You know that I actually
Okay.
have like my, I'm so funny that you say this. You know, like I have this thing. I did a DNA tests, and they have like all of this, like, descendant and stuff like that going on. And I do have a very high percentage of Western European
Hmm.
in me, but I do have like a 10% Arabic. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, it's like
You
in
see,
my DNA. So I don't know
that's it,
any of my
Didi.
family from that part of the world, like personally, but it's in my DNA. So I have something from that region. Yeah,
Exactly. So all Michel needs to learn right now is to say Habibi. As soon as he says Habibi, he's
Habibi,
halfway
man,
there, you
Habibi,
know?
Habibi.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, coming to that, yes, we will be more active and we will consistently be more active. We will get the community engaged. We do have clear plans. And hopefully, now that we're aligned with all the guilds, we should get all our activities back to normal and even more. So,
yeah. I think what
thank you for
Didi
the
was making a point in here, and I think it's true, right? And I don't know if this is the Mediterranean people, but just in general, people get excited about exciting things. And, like, I know that not everybody has the same level of energy and the same level of, like, passion and the same hotness in the blood. Caribbean people, we also call ourselves hot-blooded. I think anything that has to do with the sea, we think of ourselves as hot-blooded, but it's just in general people that are very high energy output for that. And we haven't had a whole lot of events that are bombastic in our approach. We used to do a lot more of those before. The unapologetic aspect of MeanFi, my bad mouthing all the time, saying fuck the banks, let's go, woo, like that. Like that gets people excited, right? And I think that we're missing a little bit of that. I think it's in part, and I don't want to be the only captain of this of the community, right? Like, I think that we have, like Didi said, a lot of really talented Mediterranean mods and ambassadors and people in the community that, like, we don't have to rely on my circus act to get people rallied. And hopefully I can be just another piece of the domino in that in that effort, and not the one piece of the domino that always opens up, right? That's all I have to say. I'm looking forward to the days that
exactly.
somebody else gets me rallied. I mean, I know I have a lot of energy all the time, but, like, let's fucking go, like, all the way. We have a lot of talent here. We have an exciting project. We have an exciting future. We're building like crazy, even in these down times. We have, like, produced so much material and so much content and so much product, and we can only go up from here. This is so, yes, we need more events that are passionate in nature. I agree with that. I think it's a very good point. Mods, guild leaders, take note.
All right. And the next one, thank you for this, Michelle. Okay, cool. You have a very valid point in terms of the hashtags. So on the hashtags, if you go to our Twitter, you can see that we are using hashtags, but hashtags that are more relevant to us. Now, one of the reasons for not using just the hashtag mean or mean army is just because Twitter has algorithms, and using mean or mean army, since globally it is, even though it is unique to us, globally they're considered, I guess, not as appropriate. So they have been replaced with more relevant hashtags to each of the tweet and what it is about. So if it's a tweet about safety and security, it starts with MeanFi, MeanDAO, DAO, DeFi, Web3, saves, security, multisig, and so on. So thank you for sharing that. That's definitely in consideration where it's relevant. And the other point of your question is I also hope that we will reach more people by encouraging sharing under the channel titles such as share your social hashtag media or hashtag share your tweet link as before. And even new people will join us. I am not so sure where those channels went. Tariq, would you be able to enlighten us on this? Oh, Tariq's not
No,
with us,
Tarek's
I
not
guess.
not not online now.
Oh, okay. Um, so if you think that is a good idea where people will engage with us and our tweets, then we can consider adding that channel back in. The best way, I would say, the approach for that is when we tweet, there is a channel which shows that we've tweeted. The way to reach a bigger audience is as soon as the tweet has been made, then everybody goes and engages with that, which is not just like it, share it, retweet it, comment on it. This is where we can go viral. We will have a bigger reach and a better reach. So collectively, we
Yep.
can do that. It takes us 5 seconds. It pops up. Do that. I think if we just look at the number of DAO lounge ambassadors, guild leaders, if just that part of the DAO did that, we will see a big growth on those messaging.
Yep. I think there was also a lot of talk, and this didn't come also in any of the questions, but it did come in the office hours, and we had been, there's been a lot of talk about this already. That almost like every vertical in the industry, in the crypto sector, every vertical has its own like moment to shine. And the moment right now, the vertical that is shining right now a lot is the NFT one. We've had this in the back burner for a long time now, the Mean Heroes project NFT, and this is something that like I am looking forward for anybody to put forth a proposal that they want to run with that, for sure, right? Like this is like one of those projects that if we can get that kicked off, I think it requires a lot of collaboration, both from the team, because there's implementation elements, of course, that need to happen there. But before we can actually get to, make the resources and make the investment in actually putting the engineering hours into building that membership-based NFT collection for Mean Heroes, we need like someone that is able to, and we already have discussed this ad nauseum, and there's like 100 different ideas, but we haven't identified yet a particular person that is going to take this and lead the way forward for it. Mo, I know that this probably is part of the conversation that you're having both with the guild and with yourself on what are we going to do here, with respect to that. But it is the kind of thing that if we have a well-designed NFT nomics, or NFT economics for that specific NFT membership, and we have some of the artwork that was already produced by the community was absolutely kick ass, phenomenal. The idea is super mature. The idea is very nice. Like from the collectible standpoint, it has enough ground to stand on its own. And what we have to do right now is put enough context in the design of what exactly is going to be the benefit, both in terms of access for our products and in terms of utility that we're going to give it, alongside the mean and the S mean. So like that trifecta where we have now the governance side of the project being mostly on the mean and S mean token, on mean plus staking. Now we can have a very utilitarian aspect, even for cross-project collaboration, with the NFTs and NFT access and NFT memberships for this thing. So like there's a lot of power in there. We just have to put a little bit of time and effort in designing what does that look like, and what are we gonna make it, and then we'll start like a whole bunch of contests in here that are going to be powering up basically the rest of the collectible side. And we can be all over the PR spheres, because it is NFT season basically right now. This
Okay,
is
so
like
let's do this.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you, Michelle. So I propose May 10th. Um, I will be able to host an open workshop for brainstorming, for suggestions, for ideas. And if somebody
there
from
you
the
go.
DAO wants to take the lead, let's
Love it.
talk, let's go through it. I can help you with roadmap, utilities, resources that are required, because I also have a background and extensive experience in NFT.
And NFTs.
Um,
Yeah, I was just gonna say like you and nobody better than you to help put together the right team for this.
Exactly. So I can schedule it in tomorrow, and I can announce it now by saying May 10th. Let's agree to a time. I'm open to everyone coming and joining in, sharing your suggestions. Why do you think? What do you think? How will it work? And then we can collect it. Within a week, we will streamline it, or at least polish it out and say, this is what's up. This is what we need. These are the resources we need. This is what timeline we're looking at. And this is the outcome.
Yep, phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Alrighty, guys, this is awesome. We got a good sized audience here, 34 loyal listeners. Thank you very much for joining us today. Remember to always like drop your questions. Was there anybody that got unanswered questions here? I don't think so, right?
No,
We
I
went
think
through
no.
everything.
No.
Yeah. All right. So we are good. Remember, it is Friday, but do not fall asleep on the wheel. We have a lot of things going on. Tomorrow, we have another show,
Yes, we do.
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Eastern.
EST.
Yeah, 8 a.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. UTC. It's a good way to get your Saturday morning kicked off with a lot of alpha entertainment, news, education. Um, Start to get ready for what is to come next week. May 4th is going to, May the 4th be with you. This is the day where we're going to be launching our first bonds with Social Stream. We're going to be putting a few articles, tweet threads, and things like that. Beyond obviously, asking for your support, retweet and share and make sure that everybody's aware that we're doing that. This is a phenomenal opportunity, and I am very confident that it's going to be a good pivotal point for the governance of our program, of our token, for the strength of our treasury, and for the ability for our community members to further enrich themselves. And next week we have also amazing product updates going live, which is going to blow everybody's head out of the water. We're very excited of what is to come. Lots of good updates today. It is 10:58 a.m. We've been wrapping up this hour with a lot of good news. And
Let's fucking
remember,
go.
yeah,
Sorry.
but before we fucking go, remember to go out,
That's right.
smell the flowers, kiss your loved ones, and for once, again, let's fucking
go!
go!
Go.
Have a good
All
day,
right.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Alrighty,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you,
Ciao,
guys.
ciao.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you.